Okay, so let's start with question number 13. There are certain codes which may, of course, be widely distributed in specific language community or culture and be learned at so early an age that they appear not to be constructed. The effect of an articulation between sign and referent to be naturally given. Okay, so when you talk about this passage, you have to give the essence, right? And starting with the code. Now, what happens when you go for this introduction? After the third line, you see simple visual signs appear to have achieved a near universality. In this sense, though evidence remains that even apparently natural visual codes are cultural specific, however, this does not mean that no codes have intervened. Okay, so these are universal, but it does not mean that they are not clashing with each other, not intervene. Rather, the codes have been profoundly naturalized. The operation of naturalized code is what reveals not the transparency and naturalness of the language, but the depth also. The habituation and the near universality of the codes in use, they produce apparently natural recognitions. This has ideological effect of the concealing practices of coding which are present. Okay, now what happens when you come for the essence? The passage or the para is talking about how codes evolved, and there is some natural thing about it. You cannot go for any code which is being constructed as given in line number 2. Okay, so for essence of this passage, we see learning linguistic and visual science at an early age makes all such code appear natural. Okay, we can see this appear not to be constructed. Okay, the effect of articulation between sign and referent but to be naturally given. Okay, so the effect is given naturally. This naturalization of codes is the effect of ideology. We cannot say that this is direct effect of ideology, because when you talk about ideological effect of concealing practices of coding which are present, so we have some codes which are present and it is concealing the practices of the coding. Okay, so which is missing here, so I cannot take option number 1. When I come to option number 2, language and visual signs are codes. However, some of the codes are so widespread that they not only seem naturally given but also hide the mechanism coding behind the signs. Yes, this is a part of the passage. All code, linguistic and visual, have a natural origin, but some are so widespread that they become universal. This is what hides the mechanism of coding behind signs. Now, what happens? You talk about all codes, linguistic and visual, but the passage starts with certain codes. I cannot take about all codes. So I can eliminate by reading the beginning only. Not all the codes are natural, but certain codes are naturalized. Now the codes are not natural, they appear to be natural because you learn them at a very early stage. So it's eliminate option number 4 and your option 2 becomes the correct answer.